telling you. And now it's been to where both sides allowed it to where we're just here now. We're just speaking. Nobody's going to come this way. We know that. Very, 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 very few people are going to come this way. But that's just the both sides saying, like, hey, I gave you the chance. You're not there's a scripture. I mean, basically it said, like, I can't remember. It's like, you can't say in that day, well, where was my accuser? Or where was my chance? It was here every Saturday, Sunday, Monday, every day in our lives.
I know about it. That's what you know about it. So Angelo has nothing to cover his sin anymore. I have nothing to cover his sin anymore. I've been exposed, man. Y'all are done. Y'all showed how y'all really feel about the Bible. By mistreating and despising us men that don't know how us and the fathers is coming out here reading from the Bible, man, trying to teach. That's all we try to do is teach. And St. Angelo's proof how they really feel about the Bible. Ain't nobody come to our aid and rescue. You know? Why aren't these so-called Christians out here standing up for us? Why? Because they're not of us. They have a different doctrine. See what I'm saying? So America and the whole world has a big judgment coming for it, man. That's why not just America's experiencing certain things, the whole globe is experiencing chaos. Because the whole earth is gonna feel the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. It's gonna feel it and see it and experience it. Chapter 9, verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. That's the fate for you, man. That's your fate. That's going to be your reward for rejecting the Lord. You're going to be rejected. You're going to be in a pitiful case and torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was opened unto them, understood not but despised it, the same shall know it after death by pain.
Right. So if you don't follow into the truth, you're done. Because you've been given so many opportunities to do right. When grace was upon you, you're going to get the worst of it now. You're going to get the worst consequences.
That's the first thing I said in the opening of this lesson is that seek thy Creator while he still may be found in the days of thy youth, before the evil days come. You had so many opportunities, man. And you threw it away. Plain and simple. I ain't gonna bounce no man here. No family member. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, for far beyond that they look for. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fooled accounting his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot is among the saints? Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness had not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We reared ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction, yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way, but as for the way of the Lord, we have not known.
And if you notice, that scripture's talking about all the men of the Lord out there, and about Yahweh Shai too, but it almost sounds like it's saying, then shall the righteous man, almost if it's talking about one single man, like it's for each individual man for encouragement. But you notice, like, every individual brother who came into this truth, man, they've gone through a lot, some form of despisement from their family members, or their friends, or so-called friends of the world, affliction, yeah, or in their jobs or whoever. So that's really what it is to be a true man. Because another thing too, to people who want, real quick, just the people who want to see, if you're asking or wondering how the 2/3 can not be saved, or you're wanting them to be saved, then you don't want salvation for the elect. Because if the 2/3 don't get dealt with, then the elect aren't going to be magnified.
You can't worry about anybody else but yourself. You gotta worry about, it says, seek out thy own salvation with fear and trembling. It didn't say seek out salvation or seek out thy own salvation for the world. You know what I'm saying? It's telling you to hey, look at yourself and learn about yourself. You can't save nobody. You go out there, you save who the Lord is wanting to be saved. It's not about who we want saved. The Lord already knows what our hearts want. But it's not about us. It's about the Lord's will. And we have to go out there and speak this word. And wherever it falls, it falls. And you there rejoice, be happy. Because whoever that man was, like the scriptures say, that he came to cause a variance between a man's own household. A man against his son, a daughter, and a mother. So forth and so on. That's exactly what happens when you really come into the truth. There's going to be great division. Now when you go to these churches, your family's still going to be there with you. They're still going to accept you. For some reason, when you come over here, the reason I can tell you why this happens when you come over here on this side is because it's cut and dry. We separate ourselves from the rest of the world. We don't celebrate, we don't condone, these holidays here in America. We don't eat pork. For some reason, people got a problem because they don't eat pork. I don't know why. It trips me out. Like, I don't care if that dude eats lobster or shrimp. I'm like, that's what you do. That's what the fuck you do. I don't eat pork, and they have a problem. It's like they trip out on it. Come on, man. Hey, you eat lobster, shrimp, catfish. You eat clams, all that kind of shit. What gives you the audacity to mock me? But that shows that the child, the immaturity in these certain individual people, us versus the 2/3. It's just ridiculous. Oh yeah, you got Halloween, 2 days, that motherfucking wicked ass holiday. The Spirit's been working, dwelling already. You know what I'm saying? According to the Celtics, the Druze, that already began at a certain time, back in early, like mid-October, and ends like in early November. It's not just one specific date; it's a period of time. Weeks, 2 weeks, and that's where all these spirits are working, man. It's a time of great witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? So.
We don't condone that either. And that's a big thing for kids.
Yeah, America condones it. America accepts all that death vibration. But they want to pretend and play with it, but they don't want it. You know what I'm saying? When it's brought to them, when they actually have to go to sleep for a little. They want to play and dabble with it, but they don't want to really live it. It tells you that Wisdom of Solomon, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. God said that God wanted as a friend. Now, you want to play around with it and dabble with it and dress up and all sorts of evil looking ways, you're inviting death to you. That's just plain and clear. Nowhere in the Bible that says do any of that bullshit. All that's vanity. It leads to death. It's idol worship. Spiritual idolatry, man. Spiritual fornication. That's the first. That was one of the main first things that Israel went on with, spiritual fornication. It's idolatry. That shit's wicked. Start out at verse 1, like somewhere right up here. They named it. They call it unto themselves.
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 13. For the Most High made not dead, neither hath he pleasure in the neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he created all things that they might have their being. And the generations of the world were helpful, and there is no poison or destruction in them. Nor will keep death on the earth. For righteousness is immortal. But ungodly men with their works and words called unto them.
Ungodly men with their works. Ungodly men with their works called death unto them. So now you're going to have to embrace it. Now you're going to be running around, you want to dabble with it, Halloween, all these heathenistic holidays and all that. You're inviting death to you. So there's going to come a time where you're going to have to embrace it. But you ain't going to want to embrace it. Why? Because you ain't really real about it. You just want to play it around, celebrate, like it's a game. Most High's not a game, man. He gives strict commandments to stay away, avoid certain things. He always gave us a way to life. I'm not gonna say a choice. He always gave us a way to life. And the elect are gonna choose that life. Because they were predestined. Whether in our own mind that talk about free will don't exist, although it seems that way, but really it's always gonna lead us into that right path. The rest of you are going to be led into destruction.
Listen to Solomon 1 and 16. But ungodly men with their works and words called it to them. For when they thought it to have their friend, they consumed to naught.
Consumed to naught, man. Our blood. Called it blood. Look at the man, the rich man, Lazarus, the poor man, and the rich man. What did he do after he perished? He was begging to get out of that place. He didn't want to be in that fire. You know? Oh, but all the meanwhile he was celebrating, having fun, having a great time, treating people like shit, lying, stealing, killing, committing all forms of fucking wickedness. But when it was his time to receive his reward, death, he wanted out. But y'all people y'all ain't gonna ever turn that back. Like I said, I ain't vouching for no man. I ain't standing up for no man. I'm only standing up. It says, seek thy salvation with fear and trembling. Seek out thy own salvation with fear and trembling.
Philippians 2 and 20. I have no man like-minded who would naturally care for your state. For all seek their own, not the things which are Yahweh Shah Mashiach's. So,
really seek their own. You gotta be circumspect and be the so-called watchman over your own soul. Yahweh Shah, if you're late, he's gonna watch you, but you still gotta be in that same accord. You gotta watch out for your own self.
Listen to Solomon 1:16. But it says that for when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed to naught, and made a covenant with it because they are worthy to take part with it.
They're worthy to take part with it, man. That's all I'm saying, man. The Most High is calling for the call y'all's bluff. Right now, y'all think y'all all tough guys, y'all get away, bullies. Like bullies, right? Bullies think they get away. Everyone is presented in front of you, man. You got to drink it. You got to drink that cup. Like the Lord said, you're going to swallow it now. You're going to swallow it now.
It's like those movies. Like you see all these paranormal activity movies and all these scary movies messing with the left-hand side spirit. Every single one of them always are thinking it's cool in the beginning. Once that demon really starts to get to that person to fulfill what they were supposed to do.
Show you how real it really is now.
Yeah, and they always end up crying, getting on their knees, wishing it wouldn't happen. That's exactly what's going to happen here, man. You thought this place was your friend. You thought you were going to die in your sleep happy. You put your full force trust into this place. Not even thinking about where the end was going to take you. You're going to see what's going to happen. That's why you're going to be tortured, man. You're going to die horrible deaths in this time. Through maybe diseases, cannibalism. You're going to be eaten. You know, you're going to be broken limb from limb, burned, whatever. Having many things happen to you. The Most High is going to allow all the 2/3 of the wicked people, the evil spirits. He's going to allow that time to take its course, for you to fully feel the wrath of Him before you die. That's why the scriptures tell you, man, there's going to be wailing and gnashing of teeth, man. You're going to be, that's why it even says in Jeremiah 30 and 30, Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 4, that I have heard a voice of, not a voice of peace, but of trembling. There's going to be wailing in the streets. Screaming, man. It's going to be terrifying.
It's gonna be a right now, man. It's a big movie going on. We're sitting back watching it, man. Watching all the prophecy unfold right before our eyes, man. Everything that the Bible spoke about is going on right now. This is the greatest movie ever that's ever been made, man. Yahweh Shem Yahweh, the great director. You know? There'll be a lot of people that are like, man, in every single movie, someone's always dying. You know? Always more something going on. But I'm going to give an example of a man that was at a certain way, Antiochus Epiphanes, and what he says at the end before he gave up the book. It says 2 Maccabees 9 and 12, verse 11, here therefore being plagued, he began to leave off his great pride, and to come to the knowledge of himself by the scourge of God, his pain increasing every moment. And when he himself could not abide his own smell, he said these words, it is meet to be subject unto God, and that a man that is mortal should not proudly think of himself as if he were God.
See, and right there it even says too, right there, after giving out his pride a little bit, he said that he couldn't even abide himself. It's just like what I just said. All this time you were able to deal with it up until a certain point until it just got too much.
Yeah, there are a bunch of narcissistic assholes, man. Like, y'all have an ego and y'all love yourselves, y'all think y'all the shit. But it's gonna come to a point where you're gonna hate yourself. You don't want to be yourself. I mean, even though I know a lot of you got 6 months where you really hate yourself, I get all that attention, keep y'all thriving and, you know, feeling like you're a god and shit. But you're gonna come to a point, man, you ain't gonna be able to want, you know? Basically, you're screwed. He was screwed, even though he left off his pride and he gave all glory to the Lord at the end. He still wasn't saved, man. You know? Every knee shall bow down to the name of Yahweh. Even Esau's gonna bow down. That doesn't mean he's the elect. Yahweh is a king, man. Yahweh the Father is a king. You know what I'm saying?
It's like the scripture said, man, it's already too late.
It's too late.
You're gonna die, and you may get glory to Yahweh Shem on the last day. Guess what? You had your time to glory when things were happening. Because that's the reason why we're giving faith today. That's why the scriptures tell you to seek like favor in thy youth, man. When the days are okay, that's when real faith really kicks in. But nothing's happening and you say you believe. You don't really believe because you haven't really been tested to see if your faith is real or if what he believes is true. That's why we have to go through what we're going through to really test our faith. To see if we really believe. If we really believe this whole time that Russian hours going to come, the chip was going to come, that we were being lied to the whole time, that this place is really a hell. Another thing, man, y'all love living in this hell. Y'all take full joy in it. Well, all right, you want to take joy in this life, you're going to receive the benefits of it. Death.
This is Revelations 2 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Right, now last temptation is going to be the chip. Because you don't get it, man. A lot of these people think today that because they got food they don't eat, like they have those canned beans, canned vegetables in a can for years. You know, that doesn't matter, man. You're going to eat that shit real quick whenever everything happens. Because you're going to be more hungry and trying to keep yourself alive. So your mind thinks more crazy, man, whenever you're put in certain situations. You may not even be hungry, but you're eating. I know a lot of women, they eat when they get scared. I'm not saying that.
Sad.
Yeah, when they're sad. They eat a lot more. So a lot of these women are going to eat the food up because their husbands are going to be dead. You know, trying to keep them alive. You know, so, and it tells you because you're going to be a family of all these things. Not only that, but the only thing that's keeping you men alive is you're not going to be able to obtain it. The truth. It says that wits cannot hide itself in that day. Because we understand it's time.
laborers together with Yahweh. Ye are God's husbandry, ye are God's building. According to the grace of Yahweh which is given unto me, as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. For other foundation can no man lay but that which is laid, which is Yahweh Shah Mashiach. For our foundation, or now if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, for every man's work shall be made manifest. For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is.
Yeah. It's all going to be manifest in that day, what you were really about. Everything, man. America, 2/3, the heathen, the creatures, everything is going to show itself in that day. Everything's going to be manifest to show that there was a day appointed when Yahushua was going to return, because the majority of the inhabitants were wicked. Like it said in 2 Peter's, that the last day, scoffers shall come. And the majority, and that's everybody outside of the truth. If you don't come in the name of Yahushua, you're a scoffer, and you're a 2/3, or you're a part of another nation, and you're gonna take part in that fight. Where's that one? It says that they shall take part in that fight. But I mean, it's gonna see, and the Most High's gonna try to see whether it can withstand the fire that comes. And a lot of y'all are strong, man. Some of y'all are mud, you know.
Like the 10 toes on that image Nebuchadnezzar sold. What was it made of? Iron and partially clay. It was weak. Now you may be all tough, strong, you know. You got all the females, got everything, you know, whatever it is that lifts you up. But you're not gonna be able to abide that fire that's coming, that sword. It's like Yahushua said when that great tempest came, which how you gave a parable about a house that was built upon sand and a house that was built upon a foundation. Which one would stand? And it, you know, it gave the example. It showed that the wind, the waters came to flood, and it blew the house away that was built upon sand. You know, it probably looked beautiful, you know, but there was nothing. There was no foundation. There was nothing underneath it that was keeping it, you know, solid. You keep yourself. You think your Nikes or your motherfucking Jordans or LeBrons or whatever you got on your feet, or you got your rosary bead. That's not enough. That's not enough. You can have your rosary beads fucking intertwined on your motherfucking Jordans. That's not gonna save you. You're gonna be swept away. It's like Rome was swept away. Rome, you know, America, NATO, the EU, they're those 10 toes, man. They're partially iron and partially clay because it was iron because the spirit of Rome is still here. You see, but they're all weak though. You know, it's like someone that gets beat down once tries to rise back up even stronger, but really his enemy that knocked him down already knows his weak spot. That weak spot's always gonna be there. You know, Yahushua knows he knows you, man. And that's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be like, and that's what us brothers hope every day, because we know we're weak. The brothers in the house, we know we're weak. We know what Yahushua says we are like. We're like worms. We're like worms. And we depend on Yahushua to give us the strength, you know, every day, man. Else shit. We give up on life. We give up on responsibilities. We give up on this. We need his strength. We need the spirit to help us. A lot of people act like I don't need him. Hey, that's where Yahushua is going to be standing right in front of your face. However, before he already says it, he uses the wicked as a sword. That men are in his hand. So beware, man. And that's what we've been telling y'all forever. Even the elders are telling the whole world, the spirit. The spirit went all the way from northeast, way northeast corner of the United States, and went just straight cut all the way down from Texas all the way to California. You got camps everywhere, man.
Got just real quick. 1 Thessalonians 5:1, or 5:2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord is coming as a thief in the night. And when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Even a woman can stand on her 2 feet, going through all that pain, and deliver her baby. She's gonna buckle up, she's gonna fall in pain. You know? So who are you to think you're stronger than a woman in that time? And men can't. It's physically impossible that a man can give birth, but there's a reason why women are able to endure that. Because it was programmed in them to do it. You try to make something else do it, they'll end up probably dying or giving up. Women would, accomplish that what was, what was set up for her to bring forth that child. But even that woman doing her great deliverance of the child falls. She screams and yells and passes out or whatever else she goes through. And that's the both sides using a woman. Using a woman as an example.
First Thessalonians 5:2. It says know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. And the reason I was reading that was because I was realizing, nowadays when a thief is already broken in or is breaking into your house, by the time the person even realizes that the thief, while the person is asleep, by the time he wakes up, it's already too late to realize that the thief is trying to break in. The thief is already in. He's already in the house, maybe already halfway, or maybe all the way to his destination. And then by the time you can finally, by the time you're disoriented because you're tired, you got to. It's hard for a man to react immediately once when he was waking up, when he started from his sleep.
You're woken up in fear automatically.
But like I was saying, by the time you even realize the thief is in the house, he's already in. He didn't ring your doorbell for a few times for you to be like, hey, you have a shot. He's already in.
He's doing that right now.
Yeah.
He's knocking at the door. He's knocking at the door.